Picture this. You're sitting in a crowded coffee shop, surrounded by dozens of people going about their day. Some are laughing with friends, others typing away on laptops, a few scrolling through their phones with casual ease. But here's what you can't see. At least 3 or 4 people in that room are fighting an invisible battle right now. Their heart might be racing for no apparent reason. Their mind could be spiraling through worst-case scenarios. They might be struggling to catch their breath or feeling like the walls are closing in. This is anxiety, and it's far more common than most people realize. If you've ever felt your chest tighten before a big presentation, experienced sleepless nights, worrying about things beyond your control, or found yourself avoiding social situations because the thought of them feels overwhelming, you're not alone. Anxiety touches millions of lives every single day, yet we rarely talk about it openly. Today, we're changing that. We're diving deep into what anxiety really looks like, why it happens, and most importantly, how to navigate it without letting it control your life. What makes anxiety so challenging isn't just the symptoms themselves. It's the isolation that comes with feeling like nobody understands what you're going through. It's the frustration of being told to just relax when your brain feels like it's running a marathon. It's the exhaustion of putting on a brave face when inside everything feels chaotic. But here's the truth that might surprise you. Anxiety, while uncomfortable, is actually your brain trying to protect you. Understanding this can be the first step toward managing it more effectively. Let's start with the basics. Anxiety is essentially your body's alarm system gone haywire. Throughout human history, this alarm system kept our ancestors alive. When they encountered a predator or dangerous situation, their bodies flooded with stress hormones, their hearts raced, and their muscles tensed, preparing them to either fight or flee. This response was perfect for immediate physical threats that lasted minutes, not hours or days. The problem is that modern life presents us with threats that aren't physical but feel just as real to our ancient brain. A looming work deadline, relationship conflicts, financial pressures, or even social media comparisons can trigger the same fight or flight response that our ancestors experienced when facing wild animals. The difference is, these modern stressors don't have clear solutions or endpoints, leaving our nervous system in a constant state of high alert. When anxiety shows up in your daily life, it rarely announces itself politely. Instead, it might arrive as a racing heart during a normal conversation, sweaty palms before a routine meeting, or a sudden feeling of dread while grocery shopping. Some people experience what feels like butterflies in their stomach that never settle down. Others describe it as a constant background noise of worry that makes it hard to focus on anything else. Physical symptoms are just part of the story. Anxiety also affects how we think and behave. You might find yourself catastrophizing, jumping to worst-case scenarios, even when evidence suggests everything is fine. Your mind might get stuck in loops of what-if thinking, playing out every possible negative outcome of situations that may never happen. Decision-making can become paralyzed because every option feels loaded with potential disaster. Sleep often becomes another casualty of anxiety. Your mind races just when you need it to slow down, replaying conversations from the day or rehearsing scenarios for tomorrow. Even when you're physically exhausted, your thoughts keep spinning, making restful sleep feel impossible. This creates a vicious cycle because lack of sleep makes anxiety symptoms worse, which then makes sleep even more elusive. One of the most misunderstood aspects of anxiety is how it affects different people in different ways. Some individuals experience panic attacks, sudden intense episodes where anxiety peaks and physical symptoms feel overwhelming. These might include chest pain, difficulty breathing, dizziness, or a sense of impending doom. For others, anxiety is more like a constant low-grade fever of worry that colors every interaction and decision. Social anxiety adds another layer of complexity. This isn't just about being shy or introverted. It's about experiencing genuine fear in social situations, worrying intensely about being judged, embarrassed, or rejected. Simple interactions like ordering food, making phone calls, or attending parties can feel monumentally challenging. The anticipation of social situations often creates more distress than the situations themselves. Then there's generalized anxiety, where worry isn't focused on one specific thing, but spreads across multiple areas of life. Work performance, family relationships, health concerns, world events, and future uncertainties all become sources of excessive concern. This type of anxiety can make it feel like there's always something to worry about, creating a mental environment where relaxation feels impossible. Understanding the root causes of anxiety can help normalize the experience and reduce self-blame. Genetics play a role, meaning if anxiety runs in your family, you might be more predisposed to experiencing it yourself. Brain chemistry also matters. Imbalances in neurotransmitters like serotonin and GABA can contribute to anxiety symptoms. Traumatic experiences, chronic stress, certain medical conditions, and even caffeine intake can all influence anxiety levels. Life transitions and major changes, even positive ones, can trigger anxiety. Starting a new job, moving to a different city, getting married, having children, or losing someone close to you can all disrupt your sense of stability and control. Your brain interprets change as potential threat, even when logically you know the change is good for you. The impact of anxiety extends far beyond the person experiencing it. Relationships can suffer when constant worry makes it difficult to be present with loved ones. Work performance might decline when concentration becomes challenging and decision-making feels overwhelming. Social connections can weaken when anxiety makes it easier to cancel plans than face the discomfort of going out. But here's where hope enters the picture. Anxiety is highly treatable, and millions of people have learned to manage their symptoms effectively. The key is understanding that recovery isn't about eliminating anxiety completely. It's about changing your relationship with anxious thoughts and feelings so they don't control your choices and behaviors. Cognitive behavioral therapy has proven particularly effective for anxiety disorders. This approach helps identify thought patterns that fuel anxiety and teaches practical skills for challenging unhelpful thinking. When you notice your mind jumping to worst-case scenarios, you can learn to ask questions like, is this thought helpful? What evidence supports or contradicts this worry? What would I tell a friend having this same concern? Mindfulness and meditation practices offer another powerful tool for managing anxiety. These techniques teach you to observe your thoughts and feelings without getting caught up in them. Instead of fighting against anxiety or trying to make it disappear, mindfulness helps you develop a different relationship with it. You learn to notice anxious thoughts arising without automatically believing them or acting on them. Breathing exercises might sound simple, but they're incredibly effective for managing acute anxiety symptoms. When anxiety kicks in, breathing tends to become shallow and rapid, which signals danger to your brain and intensifies the anxiety response. Slow, deep breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system, the part responsible for the rest and digest response that counteracts fight or flight. Regular exercise acts as a natural anxiety reducer by burning off excess stress hormones and releasing mood-boosting endorphins. You don't need to become a marathon runner. Even a 20-minute walk, some gentle yoga, or dancing to your favorite music can help regulate your nervous system and improve your mood. Sleep hygiene becomes crucial when managing anxiety. Creating consistent bedtime routines, limiting screen time before sleep, and creating a calm environment can improve sleep quality, which in turn helps regulate emotions and stress responses the next day. Nutrition also plays a role that's often overlooked. Limiting caffeine can reduce physical symptoms of anxiety, while eating regular, balanced meals helps maintain steady blood sugar levels that support emotional stability. Some people find that reducing alcohol consumption also helps, as alcohol can disrupt sleep patterns and increase anxiety symptoms. Building a support network is essential, but often challenging when anxiety makes social situations feel difficult. Start small by reaching out to one trusted person. Join online communities where others share similar experiences. Consider working with a therapist who specializes in anxiety disorders. Remember that seeking help isn't a sign of weakness, but a sign of wisdom and self-care. Creating structure and routine can provide a sense of control when anxiety makes everything feel unpredictable. This doesn't mean rigid scheduling, but rather having some predictable elements in your day that anchor you when anxious thoughts try to sweep you away. Learning to set boundaries becomes crucial for anxiety management. This might mean saying no to additional commitments when you're already overwhelmed, limiting exposure to anxiety-triggering news or social media, or communicating your needs clearly in relationships. It's important to recognize when professional help is needed. If anxiety is interfering with your ability to work, maintain relationships, or enjoy life, reaching out to a mental health professional can provide you with additional tools and support. Medication can also be helpful for some people, especially when combined with therapy and lifestyle changes. Recovery from anxiety isn't linear. You'll have good days and challenging days, and that's completely normal. Progress might feel slow sometimes, but small improvements add up over time. Celebrating small victories becomes important, whether that's making it through a difficult situation, trying a new coping strategy, or simply recognizing anxious thoughts without being overwhelmed by them. Living with anxiety doesn't mean living a limited life. Many people with anxiety disorders go on to have fulfilling careers, meaningful relationships, and rich experiences. The goal isn't to eliminate anxiety, but to develop the skills and confidence to move forward despite it. As we wrap up this exploration of anxiety, remember that your struggles are valid, your efforts matter, and you're stronger than you realize. Anxiety might be part of your story, but it doesn't have to be the entire book. Every small step you take toward understanding and managing your anxiety is an act of courage and self-compassion. If you found this video helpful, please share it with someone who might benefit from hearing these words. Your simple act of sharing could be exactly what someone needs today. And if you're ready to continue this journey of understanding mental health, subscribe for more content that meets you exactly where you are. Together, we can break the silence around anxiety and create a world where struggling isn't something we hide, but something we heal from together.